family
Oh
business.
boy.
The apple don't fall far from the
Not
tree,
from the
huh?
tree, not at all, boy. And both of them had worms in them too, so full of worms.
So raise your glass, even though he's not the best, but at least he made the top 5.
So, hey, welcome to another edition of Lanai Gossip. I'm number 5, and Lonnie's, of course, he takes over a lot.
Does he?
And this is Steve. And this is Steve from Seniors versus Crime. What is Seniors versus Crime?
Senior versus Crime is a special project of the Florida Attorney General's office, and we've been in business actually since 1989. We're a really well-kept secret back then. Started out as an eyes and ears program. Some senior volunteers who would look for, deceptive advertising, free lunch seminars, those kind of come-ons, and they would clip and snip and all that stuff and send it up to the Attorney General's office, and they would kind of, get up a red flag every once in a while when they saw a lot of this going on. And it started to evolve. We started running across a lot of folks who were getting ripped off by, certain contractors or vendors or whatever, and they had no place to go.
Right.
Okay. What we do is if you call, and we encourage people to call us before they contract, before they sign any contract, because once they're part of a contract, it's binding both ways.
Yes.
Okay. Although the contractor has a little more leverage than the homeowner does.
Sure.
Because if you don't pay the contract, he's going to lien your house. Okay. If you pay him and he doesn't do the work, well, you're just out because that's a contract, and he just broke the contract, and that's civil, and therefore there's no criminal penalty.
Right.
Okay, so we try to go out and make things right for people. We really don't have any enforcement authority, but we negotiate. Okay, we have a database that every complaint gets turned into a case.
Okay.
Okay, you come in with a complaint against a vendor. You paid $6,000 to have landscaping done. You paid him half down, and he came back and dug a hole that you now have to fill because that's the last time you've seen it.
You compile a list of these are good vendors to
Nope.
use, and these are
No, we do
bad.
not.
Okay.
No, what we
So
do-
if I say I'm
Yeah, how
thinking
many
about
complaints have
doing
been filed against the
Joe
contract?
Schmo Construction, you can tell me how many times
There you go.
they've been.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Before you contract with the guy, it would be helpful if you knew how long the guy's been in business around here. Okay. You can't please everybody. We've learned that a long time ago. Okay. You're going to have complaints against people that have really good customer relations, and they go out and they fix it, but it's still a complaint. Okay. So we always, okay, how long's the guy been in business? Well, he said he'd been here about 5 months. Well, let's see. He's got 7 complaints. Now, you got another business who's been in business for 15 years. He's got 7 complaints. We don't say stay away from that guy, but that's a clue.
Yeah.
And, make your own decision. Do your due diligence. Go in and into Google and put the guy's name in, the business name in, put comma, reviews, comma, complaints. So know who you're dealing with before you start writing checks.
To maybe call your office first.
Absolutely.
And say, hey.
Yep. Well, we're thinking about contracting with these 3 people here. And could you tell me the complaints you have? Absolutely not a problem. You can call, leave a message on our voicemail. We'll get back with you the next business day. You can. Yeah, there's any number of ways to do it.
Okay, so does it matter, though, which one I call? I mean,
No, any office. Every number has every office in the state has access to the same database. It's statewide record management system that we have.
And that would probably help cut down some
Sure.
complaints. 'Cause
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We did our job trying to let you know the best we could. Yeah. We advertised the fact that we want you to call first. Okay. So know who you're dealing with. It's that simple. Okay. And the other things, don't get the 50% down payment. Get a start date and a completion date. Do those kinds of things. Read that contract. The big print giveth. That small print taketh away. Okay. Know what you're dealing with. In the villages, okay, we have gotten almost $10 million back total, and we've handled upwards of 12,000 complaints.
Wow.
All the volunteers, we pay them mileage, for their travel, and that's
They
it.
got to be good people, though.
They are wonderful
have a
people.
big heart.
That's what I say. So, that when at a point in their life, they could do anything they choose to do, and they choose to do this.
Wow.
Now, how could someone volunteer for you?
Just go on seniorversuscrime.com. You can see file a complaint. You can complain on our line, online. You can ask for a speaker, request a speaker. You can, volunteer. Click on that.
So there's not one that you think that shows up over and over as the most common thing in the villages that takes advantage of
It's the
people?
stuff around the house, and that's your landscaper, that's your driveway paver, that's the painter, that kind of stuff. Those guys, there is no license required. There is no professional certification for those people anywhere. Now they will say, "I'm licensed and insured." It says it on the business card. What they're essentially talking about usually is their pickup truck. It has a license in the back, insurance papers in the glove box. Okay, and apparently there's no law against lying on a business card in Florida. If he's a professional contractor, he has to have his license number on everything he has. On his vehicles, you'll see an EC, electrical contractor. You'll see a CAC, certified air contractor. You see those numbers on there. All their paperwork, all their advertising has to show that. Look in the newspaper tomorrow in the want ads. Look for your HVAC guys. You're going to see a CAC license number there. They have to have that. We can access that database.
That's
yes.
good information.
Department of Business Professional Regulation. Those people that make your house work have to be licensed. Those people that make your house pretty don't. We negotiate. Okay.
negotiate.
And what we'll say that I'm Steve from Seniors versus Crime, and I have a complaint here from Scott, and Scott said that you came over to his house and you guys entered into a contract to do his landscaping. He paid you $3,000. And that was back in January, and he hadn't seen you since. Now, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation as to why that is. We'd like to hear your side, What can you tell me about that? We have vendors that sometimes come to us when they get ripped off by a client.
Really?
They'll go out there, and the guy didn't pay him. Well, he's holding my last draw. I've done everything. He won't pay me. I don't want to put a lien on his house. Can you guys help me out? Sure, we can.
Call us first,
Right?
and we can tell you how many complaints someone's had.
Exactly.
And then you make that choice. You don't tell them.
We don't tell them.
You just tell
We
them.
can tell it. We can offer a couple other things they could check.
Afterwards, if they went with somebody and they weren't satisfied, they can call you and you
Yep.
can try to help them get through the process
Absolutely.
of resolving it some way.
Right. No, we don't charge any fees. Every cent we get back goes right back to the
Have
consumer.
an office in the villages.
We actually have four offices here in the villages. We have one in Sumter County, which is at Morris Boulevard and 466, right at the sheriff's office, Sheriff's Annex. That is the busiest office in the state.
Wow.
Sadly enough. Okay, we have one in Wildwood, located right next to what used to be the theater.
Oh,
Oh,
in the
yeah,
Wildwood
sure.
Police Department Annex.
Yeah.
We're there. We have one over at Moyer Rec Center with Fruitland Park Police Department, and we have one at the Marion County Sheriff's Office up the north end of the villages
And those offices, you staff them
with volunteers. All
volunteers,
yeah.
8 to 5 Monday through Friday?
Nope. I have
Oh.
no, because these are volunteers, who have a lot of other things that they really want to do. But I tell them very often, you're at a point in your life when you can do anything you choose to do, and you choose to do this. You choose to come in and sit down with folks and listen to these tales of woe, and then try to make things right for them. I said, God love you. Nope, you don't need any appointment. The Sumter office is open 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
The Marion office is open on Tuesdays. It's based on volume, essentially. Tuesdays from 10 to 2. Wildwood is open 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 to 1. And Fruitland Park is open on Wednesday from 10 to 2.
And where do you find this information that posts those days and hours?
We go on seniorsversuscrime.com. We have our own website.
Okay.
seniorsversuscrime.com. It lists all the offices in the state. It lists their hours. It lists the days of the week. Lists their address, phone number, location.
Seniors versus crime.
Seniors
Thank you
versus
very-
crime.
thank you
My
very
pleasure.
much.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Beth. Thank you.
Yeah.
Beth. Thank you, Lonnie.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks to him, we've got the best league to play in. It's not a boast, just a toast to number 5.